Hey folks, I am back finally with a review of the Mission Workshop Khyte. It's been a long time coming. I've just been busy and my free time has been kind of limited. Pandemic's still around, so I'm not actively using any of the packs that I own. The Apex backpack, I haven't even taken this out on a commute, to be honest. It's just been sitting in the corner of my office at home since I bought it. I did get a chance to use this one for about a month after I bought it. Not necessarily a long-term review. My long-term reviews are like 2 or 3 months, but I got a month's worth of use. I did take some notes. I was pretty sure what to expect from Mission Workshop. I knew it was gonna be well made and the materials were great. So yeah, right off the bat, I'm just gonna run off the scores if that's all you care about. The materials in the build are 10s. Fantastic build, fantastic materials. I'll say that when I purchased the bag, it came with the pouch and it came with this deluxe messenger strap. These separately, this goes for, I think this is 50 bucks and this is 100 bucks for the pouch. The bag itself is like 400 bucks. That's a tall pill to swallow, or a hard pill to swallow. But with the way it's kitted out here, the organization, I give the organization a 9 with this included tech pouch, because with this and the pockets that you're already given, I'm not left for wanting anything organization wise. I have everything that I need. I'm very happy with it. It's been an awesome experience using this bag. Without the pouch, there's still a good amount of pockets here, so even without the pouch, it would still be, I'd be hard pressed. I'm flip-flopping between like a 6 and a 7. 6 is a little too low. 7, I mean, if push came to shove, I'd give this a 7 for organization without the pouch. But the whole set really just kind of makes this just an outstanding bag to use. The materials, VX21 fabric, very, very abrasion resistant and water resistant. I did get to take this out in the rain, 10 to 15 minute rain. Absolutely no problems. I have as usual, I keep a pack of gum on the external most pocket. So I'll go and reach for this and see if it's been like softened or just, if moisture gets in. Absolutely no moisture. There's just nothing going on at all. So just such a well-made bag. All my tech in here feels protected. It's got excellent padding all around. The fit and finish is phenomenal. So let's just go through the bag. You already saw this material here feels like a Hypalon. It's got 2 magnetic hits here that are just fantastic. You basically just throw that and it'll pretty much seal this topmost pocket here. This is the only zipper that doesn't have like a little zipper garage, and that's because it doesn't really need it, because you have this little piece of Hypalon that covers it. So up here you have like a felt lined pocket. This is like your quick access pocket. I don't ever throw phones in any of the pockets in my backpacks in my daily carry. My phone is always in my pocket. I always see these video walkthroughs of people, if there's like a dedicated cell phone pocket in your backpack. I can't think of a scenario why I would ever want to put my phone in my backpack. That's something I reach for at least once a minute when I'm commuting. I can't imagine having to throw my pack around my shoulder to get my phone out every time I need it. Let me know if that makes sense to you. Like, who out there is putting their phones in their backpacks? I'm trying to understand why people do that. But anyways, so this is just a quick access pocket. I just keep my everyday throwable items in here: AirPods, gum, sanitizer. I keep my nail clippers in here. There's a little I kind of double use this magnetic hit here. My nail clippers tend to magnetize to that, so it's not rubbing up against my AirPods and scratching it up. So if I throw it under here, it kind of catches on the other side of the magnet. So it kind of holds that in place most of the time, so that actually works out pretty good. And you don't even have to close this, because once you wear it, everything kind of just falls to the bottom, and you can just close that there and leave it like that, and that actually works pretty good. So YKK zips throughout. That is phenomenal. Let's just work our way into the bag. So Fidlock buckles here, fantastic. These are my favorite buckles of any bag that I've used. And any better than any slide hooks of any plastic, mechanism where you have to pinch and pull. This is just the easiest two-handed I mean, there's one that you can kind of go sideways. It's another fidlock. It's a plastic, but this has a little bit of metal. I think it just looks nice and it functions perfect. Just single-handed. That's it. It's awesome. The VX21 fabric is a little bit noisy. If you move it around enough, it sounds like you're digging through a paper bag. That's just par for the course for this kind of material. Not a big deal for me. Just know what you're in for when you get it. This is not like a Cordura or Codra or, you know, just nylon. Just VX21 is crinkly. It's a crinkly fabric. So just be aware of that when you get it. It's double lined, as all Mission workshops are. So on the inside, it's got its own separate layer. It's got this like grid pattern. It's very dope. This is a ripstop fabric. Inside here, let's see if I can get a good view in here. That's kind of what I'm working with in there. It's just a big well of a pocket. I have my water bottle in there, and I have my keyboard in there. I'll put this to the side and get a look at it in there. Hopefully there's enough light in this room here to figure this out. There's Mission Workshop branding. This product is made in the USA, which I'm always happy to support local manufacturing. That's probably why this bag is so expensive. I mean, there's a brand markup for sure. If you buy anything local, you can expect to pay a markup. There's a fair assumption to make that the people making these bags are making at least the minimum wage. I don't mind paying a little bit more for packs that are made in the USA. So that's it for this pocket. There's no organization in here. This is just the main volume of the pack. This works out great. You have another pocket here. This does have a zipper garage. It's kind of nice. So in here, you have another smaller pocket. You can fit like a couple of maybe books in here. I have like just a notebook in here. And there's another pocket in here, a zippered mesh pocket with my favorite mesh material. This is a very nice stretchy mesh. It's not just like a hard net kind of a feel. It's actually got some nice give to it. This is a perfect spot for a charger. I have my MacBook charger in here. It's actually just the right size for that. So that's a great spot for that. And that's the only organization you have in this extra pocket on the inside. This is a 26-liter pack, by the way. I think it's like a perfect size. With the pouch, there's space for everything in here. I talked about this in my initial impressions. This pouch is basically made to sit on this bag. There's these rails that it sits on. I'll slide this off so you can see it. I'm not going to try to put it back on after this because that takes a little while and it's a little finicky. So there's these sort of hard-ish rails here that hook onto this archive system that Mission Workshop makes. You can take these, you can slide these off and put them in vertically. So if you wanted to stack this way, you could do it. Maybe get two of these if you want to spend $200 to get two pouches. You can totally do that if you need that extra organization. But this orientation works well for me, and it's totally fine. There's an extra one up here. I'm assuming you can maybe fit another type of a pouch up here. But you get three rails to work with here. And additional loops here if you need like if you have like a carabiner, if you wanted to drop an extra loop in there, that works out good. I'll go through this in a second. So that's kind of what it looks like without that pouch. Like, to me, that looks a little naked now because I'm used to seeing that pouch. You can see it's sagging a little bit. That doesn't really bother me too much. That's just the fabric flexing with the weight of the pouch. It doesn't affect its functionality at all. To me, it's not a problem. I did loop these. I talked about this in my first impressions as well. These tend to dangle outwards here. I'm not a big fan of danglage on my bags. So what I did is I had to do this with some pliers because this is kind of fat. I tucked it back under the loop here and pulled it upwards. So I'm still free to extend this as much as I need. So if I need to give myself a little bit more room, I could still expand this. I don't have to deal with all of those dangly bits if I'm not using it, because it goes down to about here. I'm not a fan of that. So I just keep this kind of just tucks away up here and it hangs out. So when you close it, you don't really see that extra dangly bit there. Fidlock buckles, they're just awesome, man. So that's one pocket. Two, we talked about the rails. There is a side pocket, which is outstanding for your keys. And for me, I carry my multi-tool in here. When you're wearing this messenger style, you can basically use your right hand to reach for it, and you got your zipper like right there, and you can easily just get your keys or your multi-tool. It's like perfectly placed for your keys or whatever you need access to quickly. So it's a perfect size for multi-tool. This is my Leatherman. Your keys and maybe like an antibacterial if you wanted to throw it in there instead. That works out great. And of course you get a zipper garage. Everything is so weatherproof on this bag, it's fantastic. What do I have? Oh, I keep my mask here. You know, this is what the times are now. Here we got, masks are now part of my EDC. If I were to go out, I just put this on here as just an example because when I go out, I don't carry my packs with me because I'm driving around in my car. So I'm not really commuting anywhere anymore. That's why I'm not using any of my packs. I really have nowhere to go where I need to carry a backpack. I haven't been to the office since I think March of 2020. It's kind of nuts, man. Anyways, laptop sleeve up here. Again, zipper garage, fantastic. YKK zips, AquaGuard protected right here. My tech feels totally protected in here. There's a nice thick pad of foaming, a nice foam pad right here between yourself and the inside of the laptop, and there's also a nice bit of protection at the bottom. So if you drop this pretty hard, your tech is going to be totally protected. I have my MacBook Pro 14-inch here. This is the M1 Max variant, so that fits in there just fine. You can see that there's plenty more room. You can fit up to a 16-inch in here. I think I had my 15-inch in here before I traded that in, and that fit in here just fine. So your tech is going to be totally protected in here. This is just an outstanding laptop compartment. I have complete confidence when I put my gear in there that it's going to be just fine. YKK zips again throughout. Nice foam handle up here. It's I have my bags hung up by carabiners in a little like closet rack that I have in my office. So you can see it's been hanging like on one spot here, so it's kind of like indented right there because all my bags have just been hanging there. But you can kind of like a pillow, you can kind of just squish this around and it's fine. But great handle, everything feels great. Just I have complete confidence throughout the entire bag that everything is going to work out great. There is an extra dangly bit here that you have to account for. This is when you wrap this around your shoulder, you can bring this around kind of your armpit so you can get like a better fit, so this doesn't like wiggle around in your back as much. You have more opportunity here to cinch this down. This is a modification I made when I bought this. This came with a classic slide hook, just like a little plastic, like one of those plastic, you press it on the side and it slides out. Of course, once you get a taste of Fidlock, you don't want to go back to using that plastic stuff anymore. So I bought this off of Amazon. I think this was like less than 10 bucks. It was so long ago now. I apologize. So just go on Amazon and look up Fidlock. You'll see one just like this. This is a split stem, so there wasn't any sewing required to get this installed. You can see there's an opening there, so you basically just hook this in through I did have to cut off the one that came with it because the one that came with it was closed. There was no way to unhook that one, so I had to grab my pliers and cut the plastic and get this off. And on this side, you can just feed the straps through the loops here. You just go the opposite way to get this other side off. Just work your way backwards, and then to install this, just loop everything back through again. But this is an awesome hack. This is a much better one-handed operation when you're wearing it than having to go two hands to like grab one end and then slide the other end in here like that. This is just one and done. It's fantastic. The only downside to this is there's nowhere for this to go. So this just kind of hangs out. I left this intentionally extended, so it gives me a little bit of room to tuck this into some webbing that's included on the side of the pack. This is a good spot for like a carabiner or whatever else you want to hook onto here. But that's it. The messenger strap, it's comfortable. It works fine. This is like aluminum hardware here. This is the upgraded. Again, this came with the bag when I purchased it. It took some adjustments. Like I said, I'm a fan of backpacks. So obviously everything that I carried in here felt instantly heavier because instead of having 2 points of contact, I just had the single one. It took maybe about a week for me to get used to just carrying packs this way. I'm not used to carrying messenger bags, but within a week I got used to it. I was comfortable, and the advantage of, I used to ride to work. The advantages of that is I can just obviously swing the bag over and get access to all my stuff. It was such a massive quality of life upgrade for me to get into the gear in my backpack without having to put the bag down or swing it around and kind of two-hand everything. This, you just swing it around and it just stays like in your chest, and then you can just kind of use both hands to dig into your bag. It's an awesome experience. Let's get to the pouch. This has straps on the outside so you can hook more carabiners if you got them. This is my bike light. This is where I kept it. This has one little pocket on the outside. I kept my body wipes here and just some tissues there. On the inside, this opens up all the way. You get like a nice full clamshell opening in here. You get 2 elastic loops here. I just kept my eye drops in there. You get elastic hoops out here, as well as a mesh pocket underneath. So I have my MX Anywhere mouse sitting in there. Battery bank, just a pen, some batteries. Back here you have an additional pocket if you just want more throw items in here. You just got to be aware of the overlap in here. If you put something fat back here, it's going to push this out a little bit more. Just be aware of that. And then another very excellent mesh pocket. My favorite, nice stretchy mesh in here. I just carry my headphones, my wired headphones as a backup, and then my my charger. This is like a Nomad, like 3-in-1, like a attachment tip. So it'll cover any tech that I have in my pack at the moment. Excellent tech pouch. $100 is a lot though. You're paying again for it being made in the USA. The Mission Workshop markup, it's like a brand markup, I'll call it, but is a good amount of organization. I don't know if I would have bought this outright. Maybe I would have, because it integrates so seamlessly into this pack. Overall, just a very fantastic messenger pack. I've been very happy with this. I don't know when I'm going to start using backpacks again. Maybe at some point I'll eventually have enough experience to review the Apex backpack, but again, this has literally just been sitting in the corner since I bought it. If you want this kitted out the way this is, you're looking at almost $600. That is a lot of money. I don't know if I can tell you to go and get all this stuff for that kind of money, but this, as it is, this is an outstanding messenger bag. I'm not left, like I'll occasionally look around and see what other packs are out there, but I have this, so I see another messenger bag, I'm like, yeah, this is kind of a better version of whatever I'm looking at. So I think for me, this is like the end all be all for messenger bags. It's the perfect size. Materials are fantastic, craftsmanship is fantastic, and my tech feels completely protected in here. I want to recommend it, but just be aware this is very expensive. It is built in the USA, so you can expect to pay a little bit more for this. I'd say it's worth it. It's an investment. This is probably gonna last much longer than I'm gonna use it for. I would say don't hold your breath. I'm probably gonna make a video talking about this, but not in a review form. I wanna just talk about expensive bags in general, just my thoughts on them and kind of how I think about purchasing bags. But as far as reviews, I don't know what's gonna happen. Like I said, I don't know when I'm gonna be commuting again in the world we live in. So, but I'm always monitoring the comments. I'm always here if you got questions. So that's it. That's all I got. 10, 10, and 9 as it is. 7 for organization if you get rid of the pouch. But that's it for me, guys. I appreciate it if you've been sticking around this whole time. Take care of each other, be safe, and I'll see you when I make another one of these. Bye.